Project Unpolished, episode 5. Today we're going to talk about going beyond the norm and doing the things that society hasn't taught you. As a lot of us grow up, like having families that want you to study and have a certain way, or not even your family, but that's how you are being taught in school, to go to university and so on, and what do you want to be when you grow up, and you need to earn money, and etc., etc. And I think that I've been living my life for a long time doing that and thinking that that's how you need to live, but I never quite was happy. I remember educating from high school, and I had friends that went directly to university to keep studying, but I didn't really have a clue of what I really wanted to study. My mom also wanted me to go directly to university because she was afraid of that. If you take a year off, maybe you will get caught in that and never go back to school. But I think if you know that that's the path you want to go, and you like to study and you like to educate, you will get there no matter which way you go. But so I took a year off. I went traveling, I went working, doing a lot of other stuff. But 1 year went to 2 years and 3 years, and so we went. And 5 years later, approximately, I got a opportunity to move to Copenhagen, and that was actually the year where I told myself, like, okay, now I'm gonna go back and study. But then I got the opportunity to actually, it was because of CrossFit. So I got a little bit headhunted for a team to go to live in Copenhagen, do that for a year, and then I would go back and study. I mean, it was a great opportunity, and I think I always told myself that you can study whenever you want. It's never too late. But opportunities like this, they don't come, they don't grow in trees. So if that's what you really want, then take it. So I went to Copenhagen, and I got stuck in Copenhagen. I loved it, and then I realized, oh, I can study in Copenhagen. So I started studying as a architectural construction manager, and I love the study, and I think that's really what I am if I'm not a athlete. But during that year, the first year, it was so hectic, doing 100% focus on CrossFit. At the same time, I did 100% focus on the study. And I told myself, like, going into the study, that if I do this, the study won't matter as much as my CrossFit. I would more do it as a side thing. So if I didn't get the top grades, I would be fine. I would just wanted to have something in my backpack. But I realized that I am as a person that I do things 100%. So I just went so all in the projects that I have had in school that it took way too much time from everything, and especially from CrossFit that I had all my passion in. And I got opportunities in CrossFit to travel, to go to camps, to compete, that I had to turn down because I was in school. And it turned out 1.5 years later that I went down with stress. My doctor told me to get a break from school and wrote a note that I was sick. So I was out from school for 3 months. And during those 3 months, I just realized that I had to choose one or another, because I can't do both things. And again, I came to the conclusion that CrossFit is now, I'm young, and I have talent, and I have so many opportunities there that I have to try it out. So again, I chose school aside. I took a year off from school, went going full retard with CrossFit. Unfortunately, that year, it was such a bad timing. If you all remember COVID-19, it still exists, but it's not a big deal today, which annoys me so much. 2 years just gone. I tried to do what I love, but it was quite hard because of COVID. Everything was locked down, and it was such a bummer because now it wasn't a hard decision. It was a hard decision, sorry. It was a super hard decision to choose from whether I should study, which I know that my mom would love me to do, or do what my heart was so badly wanting me to do. I chose the CrossFit way, and then from that period where I chose the CrossFit, I've been struggling so much with getting the acceptance with myself that this is what I do, this is my job, and this is as important as anything else that anyone would choose in life. And that was such a hard decision or realization, because I still have people asking me, okay, so what do you do? And I'm like, yeah, I do full-time CrossFit. I'm like, okay, what? But okay, so that's your job? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I train twice a day, 6 times a week. I'm thinking of to be perfect every single day. The food, the sleep, the rest, the recovery, train hard. It's such a disciplined way of living without earning money. And that's what I chose because I love that. I love being healthy. I love being physical active. And it is my job. And it is as important. And then people like, okay, but what are you going to do when you're done with CrossFit? It's like, so what are you going to do when you're done with being a police officer? That's not something you question back. I understand that being a CrossFit athlete is not long term, and it is gonna end sometime. And I do have my thoughts of what life is gonna look like in the future. But maybe that's not something I want to share because I want to live in the moment and I want to live for what I do now, and I want to make it important and yeah, just make it as important as anything else, and that it matters for what I do.
It was obviously a difficult decision to go beyond the norm and tell yourself that you wanted to do what you were passionate about, but in the midst of actually being stressed and having to choose this, how did you manage to tell the world that you suddenly did something that was not what the world told you to do?
I mean, I didn't have to tell the word of what choice I did, because again, it's me, it's my word, it's what I do. What I had to do was tell the people around me, my family, my friends, my boyfriend, that this is what I'm gonna do. And I think it's important if you speak with someone with intention and that you tell them that what you do matters, if you believe it yourself, people around you are going to support that and believe in it as well. I mean, I still think that my family would hope me to do something more important or something that is a job. But it's my life. I'm a grown up. This is what I've chosen. And it's hard to realize that and come to that stage. Because I think it's just now when I realized that that's my path. And as long as, I get an income that makes me go around, like I can pay my bills, I can buy food, and I can pay my rent. And as long as I can do that, I don't need those extra money to buy cars, watches, new houses, new clothes, whatever. Because as long as I do what I love, and I think if I can do what I love and at the same time inspire others, and yeah, especially like inspire others and feel that it's something meaningful, then I'm okay.
Do you think that it's also because, especially here in Denmark at least, that CrossFit is not that well known or not that big yet? So when you talk to people who are not in the CrossFit community about that this is your actual job, that they don't understand the ramifications of how it actually works, and therefore it can be difficult for them.
I think definitely there's a point of being in a place where CrossFit is not very known, and that's why people don't understand. But I think in Denmark, it doesn't have to be CrossFit. I mean, in Denmark, there's other athletes in other sports that do what I do. And I think I actually like Copenhagen because it's such a big city for entrepreneurs. And in some way, I would say that's a little bit what I, not what I do, but I can share the same feelings or thoughts with them because they also do something ordinary or something that's maybe not very reliable or comfortable. And I mean, that's what I do as well. So I think there's a lot of people or network in Denmark where we can share and express the same things. Also, I mean, obviously, I've chosen to be surrounded by people that are like-minded. I think that makes things a lot more easier. I do miss my friends back home in Sweden a lot, like all the people I've been growing up with in high school and yeah, through my life. But talking with some of them that have, I don't, they have the ordinary life. I'm sorry to say that, but you know, and their life are great and they have great education and I'm proud of them and that they chosen to be excellent that way. But it's such a two different words. And I think I can understand their life, but vice versa, it's very hard to understand. And maybe that's sometimes where, unfortunately, we don't have the same contact. But I still think that we can be proud of each other's work and be proud of each other's achievement. Because even though I'm not a lawyer or a doctor or, you know, so on, I still achieve great things. I still put the same effort and thoughts and mentality into what I do. So when I achieve something, it should be accepted and acknowledged the same way as anything else.
Do you still try sometimes to convince or show even more the things you've accomplished in CrossFit just to convince the world that it's a legit job?
I still think that I have in the back of my head that even though I've chosen this pathway and this is what I do, I still want to get acknowledged and respected for what I do and having other people to know and to see that, hey, this is what I do. Please say that I was good or that I did well or that I'm great. And yeah, I definitely think that's still something I'm seeking and that we all are in everything we do, I think. Because getting acknowledged and getting the approval from other people is huge. Because you feel more respected and you feel that it matters what you do. And I think I'm not the silent person. I think I want to be heard and I want to speak up and make people aware of what I do.
I think that's, yeah, because it's a very a generational flaw, at least in our generation, that we're supposed to do this norm society thing, and being a role model for the rest of us out here is super important and strong of you to give it up. But that should be your fuel and fire for yourself, but also for others, to show that it's all right to have the white picket fence. And why am I getting emotional?
It's definitely my fuel and fire to try to be a role model to others and to inspire, because it doesn't matter what I've done or accomplished or which pathway I took. It's the fact that I did take it and I did go the way that I wanted to go, and that I still can feel relieved and satisfied of what I have accomplished, and look back and be super proud of everything that I've done, and hopefully inspire others that it is okay. And yeah, it can be hard, and it's definitely out of your comfort zone, but I think that's what's life about, and that's where you grow and learn so much. In the next episode, we will talk about the identity. Who am I? Why do I do this? I mean, who am I without CrossFit? Who am I if I'm not an athlete? But who is Rebecca Vitesson?
Oh, that's true. Who is she?
Who is she? We'll see in the next episode. But thank you so much again for watching, that you following along. If you have watched all the episodes already, or if this is your first, I still appreciate that you went so far. And please show appreciation by liking or subscribing. That means a lot, because then I know that opening up and showing all the feelings and emotions and talking about them is important. Yeah, until next time, Project Unpolished.